Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Hibiscus Sports Complex as Nothing But Net Media presents another Basketball Queensland QBL Game of the Week alongside the Australian Sports Network, Stream Team Australia, and, of course, Basketball Queensland. I'm John Guarna, and tonight I'm joined by commentator slash referee slash producer extraordinaire Regan Baker. Regan, we've got a great 2 games for us tonight. We've got the Sunshine Coast Phoenix stepping into the Hibiscus Sports Stadium to take on the Southwest Metro Pirates. Both teams coming in off of wins. Sunshine Coast had a great weekend last weekend, picking up 2 wins in Central Queensland, while Southwest comes in off of a big win over their rival Ipswich Forest. This should be a cracking game.
Yeah, it really should, John. Both teams coming 3 and 5 wins in the last sort of couple of rounds. And, you know, the Sunshine Coast Phoenix coming out of a doublehead win over Gladstone and Mackay. I mean, that's a huge road trip to come away with double wins against those 2 teams in the one weekend. So the Phoenix will definitely be coming off a big high after that weekend round. And as always, anytime Southwest gets a win over Ipswich, it is a great feeling. So both teams coming in with a lot of energy into this game, and both teams having a really impressive lineup as well. So it's going to be really interesting to see which way this one goes, but both teams are going to come out firing.
Yeah, and it's going to come down to the big name players, I think. Sunshine Coast Phoenix led by their imports. Reigning QBL Player of the Week, Alexis Hyder, had a great weekend last weekend, picking up that Player of the Week award for this, round 6. Heading into round 7, Southwest certainly wants to slow her down if they have any chance of getting the win today.
Yeah, absolutely, and both teams have those Player of the Week nominations in their sides as well. Obviously with Alexis Hyder last week. I know Southwest, they've had a couple of nominations in that regards as well. I think it was Mia Lloyd picking up Player of the Week after her first game in round 2. So some really big name players in both sides. For Southwest, it really is going to be all about shutting down Hyder. You know, she's coming into tonight's game averaging 24 points a game and a whopping 15.5 rebounds per game as well. So she really is the superstar for the Sunshine Coast Phoenix. And at the same time, they need to put some pressure back on Southwest and the big names in Steph Bairstow, Mia Lloyd and Kayla Roberts. So it is going to come down to those couple of big name players, but more than anything, how the entire team performs as a whole and how they can spread the floor.
Yeah, and I think one of the keys in that win for Southwest against Ipswich last week, they were able to hold on to the ball. Only 12 turnovers in the game. They also did a great job on the glass. A much larger team, I guess, in Ipswich, a lot more size across the board. Southwest did a good job on the glass. They only lost the rebounding count by 3 rebounds, but they were able to grab 54. If they'll still want to do that, take care of the ball, hit the glass, and make their shots count. It should be a great game. It's a top 8 battle. Southwest comes in at 4-3 in 7th place, while the Sunshine Coast Phoenix are at 4-2, currently in 5th place. So this will have, ladder position implications, of course. Both teams sitting in the top 8 at the moment.
Yeah, definitely so. And, you know, both teams, like we said, are going to come out firing in all regards. And, you know, it is a great matchup. And it's going to be really interesting to see how the Phoenix come against a much bigger team in the Southwest Metro Pirates. Just looking out on the floor in front of us now, Southwest is a little bit over height in comparison versus the Sunshine Coast Phoenix. And it'll be interesting to see how Southwest actually utilizes that height advantage. Because coming in tonight's game, Southwest is averaging roughly 33-point shots a game, which is quite high.
Huge block there by Alexis Hyder to start the game for the Phoenix. And there's a turnover, though, for Sunshine Coast. Aaliyah Hooland-L turns it right back over. But what a block there from Hyder to open up the action.
Yeah, that's just a great start. And just goes to show her athleticism as well and the ability to read the play straight out of the gate. So really great start. Unfortunately about the turnover. And it looks like Southwest is going to do exactly the same as well. Steph Bairstow just having her pocket picked by Smith.
As Smith missed the runner there. Smith making the move over from the University of Sunshine Coast Rip just a little further south down to the Sunshine Coast Phoenix for the 2019 season. A couple of turnovers for each team to open up this game. Still looking for our first points. Maddie Willie misses the jump shot. Rebound goes to Amy Brown. Here's Hooland-L. She also had a great weekend in those 2 wins last week. As Roberts tips it out of bounds. They're going to say it went off with Phoenix, so back to Southwest goes the possession.
Yeah, a couple of early turnovers for both teams. Not a real good start. A little bit sloppy coming out of the gates, but I'm sure they'll clean that up relatively quickly, and it'll just be a matter of holding that possession and slowing down the offense. For Southwest, I really do want to see them going inside. You know, they've got the big names in Bairstow, Roberts, even Mia Lloyd to a degree is a little bit over height in this competition, so they should be pushing inside because that's where they've got the height advantage. You know, a three-point shot like that coming out of Mia Lloyd is probably not what we would hope to see when they do have the bigger size to go inside.
Great look inside, but Smith steps out of bounds. Another turnover for the Phoenix. We're about a minute 10 into this one. Still looking for our first points. Bit of a cool breeze in the air here at Hibiscus Sports Complex tonight, Regan. I think they had the roller doors down. I don't know why they brought them back up.
I have no idea, and I know the score bench beside me is also complaining about how cold that breeze is on the back of our necks. So good thing we're nice and rugged up here in Hibiscus.
Another three-point attempt is off for Southwest, and if our colleague Dave Derwin was here right now, I could tell you exactly what he'd be saying, Regan. Too many one-pass shots, not enough ball movement from either team. Quite often we're seeing here early teams just jacking them up without even passing the ball, so another turnover again also. So really poor shot selection to start the game and poor ball control. Yeah,
and just lack of communication as well. Like, you know, more often than not, when teams are, you know, one pass and then shot, it's because there's no communication going. So the team isn't actually aware of where their colleagues are on the floor and where they can go. And, you know, similar situation that we just saw there for the Phoenix with Holland L, sorry. You know, no one was down the floor to help her out. So there was no communication. She had no assistance in the backcourt to try and get it over. So, you know, both teams just need to work on that teamwork and communication a little bit.
Roberts hits the long two. We've got our first points of the afternoon. I should say evening. Sorry, Regan. It's been a long day today. Both Regan and I are a bit under the weather, but we're going to trooper it through. 2-0 here for Pirates. Bairstow has the task of guarding Hyder at the moment, forces the turnover. Willie skips it over to Lloyd now. Kicks it out. King fires the three. That's good. So 5 straight here for the Pirates. And that's much better ball movement, Regan.
Absolutely.
Attacking the paint, kick out, and then open three.
And see, that's the kind of three-point shot you want to see a team play. When they're moving in a fast break opportunity, they're drawing the defense into the center of the keyway, and they've got that kick-out three-point shot. That's when you want to see that open three-point taken. You know, not when you've got a 5-man shell out around and you're just taking the three-point shot because you're too lazy to set up an offense.
Jump ball called. Possession arrow favors the Phoenix, so it's going to stay with the Sunny Coast. Our referees for the women's game, we have Adam Morrow and Catherine O'Brien on the whistles. If you guys are watching on YouTube or Facebook or wherever you're watching, let us know in the comments. Make sure we get you a shout out as well, as the Pirates are up 5-0 here on the Phoenix. First points of the evening for Sunny Coast goes to Amy Brown, and it's a three. Willie trying to work off the Bairstow screen. Here's Lloyd, gets inside, kicks it. Good ball movement. King again open for three. That one's off the front of the rim. Ball goes out of bounds. Gonna say it went off of Sunshine Coast. Was a lot of contact inside. No calls from the referee, but it's going to stay with Pirates. 14 seconds on the shot clock. Roberts fading away, misses the banker. Good pass ahead, Hoolan to L, unable to control it. That's our third turnover already. About 3 minutes into the first quarter.
Yeah, I think Sunshine Coast Phoenix just need to slow things down a little bit now and just start working on the offense that we've seen in their previous games throughout the season. You know, they're just coming a little bit too fast-paced. They're making a couple of silly errors early on in those turnovers. So if they can't control that, then they're going to find themselves in a bit of a position.
Nice aggressive take there from Mia Lloyd. Carly Smith called for the blocking foul. First team foul, first personal, really first foul of the game.
And it was a good read from Lloyd there as well to pick up and to draw that foul. You know, just a little bit late to get into position. The shuffle just came, you know, that fraction of a second late. Lloyd recognized it, had that armbar ready to go to protect herself, and drew the foul.
Brown beats the defense on the court and lays it in. She's got all 5 for Sunny Coast, and we're not at that 5. Roberts looks back door. Lloyd is fouled from behind. She's going to go to the free throw line for 2 shots. I thought it was going to look like it was a really tight spot to pass it to, but Roberts snuck it in there and going to go to the free throw line. Mia Lloyd for 2 shots.
Yeah, thread the needle really well. And again, that's the kind of play we want to see coming on the inside as well. You know, I'd much prefer to see the Southwest bigs getting the ball under the paint like that and drawing those fouls. We do have a very a shallow Sunshine Coast Phoenix team. They've only come on the road with 9 players here tonight. So Southwest needs to be really going at them, put some of their big-name players in foul trouble because they're not going to have that depth coming out of the bench.
Well, we'll see as Lloyd hits 2 shots to put the Pirates up 2. Got to give a shout-out to Jamie Hay watching from Cairns. Thanks for tuning in, Jamie. And there's another foul call, this time on Hullandell. Picking up the charge call. Good defense there from Tyler King. Caitlin Clancy going to see the court for the first time tonight. It's 2 personal fouls on Aaliyah Hullandell.
And with that charge foul as well, that'll be her 4th turnover for the game as well. So only 4 minutes in, 4 turnovers, 2 personal fouls. So not a great start for Hullandell coming straight out of the bat. So hopefully she just readjusts a little bit, just, you know, doesn't get too disheartened with the way she's came out and started this game and picks herself up ready for the rest of the game.
Lloyd drains the 3. She's got 5 straight. Pirates are up 5 now. There's Hullandell. Driving baseline layup is good. That's a nice strong take from Aaliyah Hullandell. Here come Pirates, though, in transition. Lloyd skips it out. Roberts swings it to Willie. Back to Roberts. Open from the top of the key. 3 is a swish bomb. It's a 6-point lead for the Pirates. Shout out to the DJ. A little salt and pepper on. It's probably before your time, Regan, but I know you know the tune. As Smith misses
gotta
the
love
3.
the tune.
Willie triple teamed, gets it out. The Pirates have an opportunity here. Bairstow gonna be conservative and get it back to the captain, Maddie Willie. She'll step back and fire a 3. It's off the front of the rim. Good rebound there from Hyder. Brown has it now on the wing. Good give and go. Hullandell finishes. That's a nice set there from the Phoenix. They're down 4. Bairstow steps out of bounds. Just on the sideline there. Her eyes are lit up. She went for that little jab step, but that back step just a little too long.
It happens so often these days in the QBL. We've seen it, you know, in 7 rounds of basketball, we've already seen that move go out of bounds. Probably 5, 6, if not a couple more times than that as well.
For sure.
So court awareness becomes so key when you're playing those wing positions, just to make sure you know exactly where you're standing. And if you're going to take that step back, you need to know where that line is, because it's happening more and more in the QBL this year.
Clancy goes backdoor for Carly Smith to lay it up and in.
And that was a tough take, too, from Smith to just catch it with the tip of her fingers and still regain herself and put it in. So that was a beautiful shot.
Ooh, that's a tough call there. Hullandell, I think, is going to pick up her 3rd personal. That's a big personal foul. It's the 4th one against the Sunshine Coast Phoenix, and it's the 3rd one on Aaliyah Hullandell. You got to think they're going to go to the bench here. No sign yet from the Phoenix, though. Going to let Aaliyah Hullandell ride it out, it looks like.
And as I said, you know, it's not a bad play from Southwest. Like I said, they've got a very short bench, so they've only got 4 subs there. So they need to take it at the key players, draw those fouls, and put them in a position where, you know, they need to start subbing in some of that younger talent coming off the bench.
Yeah, well, again, head coach Jamie Campbell hasn't made a move to the bench just yet. As Smith again gets inside and lays it up and in. That pick and roll with Smith rolling to the basket has hurt the Pirates now a couple times. Good ball movement. Tyler King, top of the key 3, rattles home. We set it off air. They shoot a lot of 3s. The Pirates, they're falling, though, so far tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. We had quite a long conversation about the 3-point count from Southwest. And as I said at the start of the stream, you know, they're averaging 33-point shots a game, which is no small feat for a QBL game, and only coming in averaging 29%. But making that one there for Southwest, I think if the stats in front of me have actually updated, that'll be their 8 3-point shot, and they've hit 3. So they're actually shooting really good consistently from the outside.
3-point lead for the Pirates as Smith drains the turnaround jump shot. Carly Smith has it going on here in the first quarter. Phoenix down 1. Pass inside, Roberts. See Phoenix in the zone, trying to protect Hull. King has it, swings it over to Willie with 6 on the shot clock. She gets inside, kicks it out. Bairstow's open for 3. Off the front of the rim, tipped around. Hyder recovers. Pass too strong for Carly Smith. It's out of bounds. Turnover for Phoenix. Both teams going to the bench. Checking in for Sunshine Coast, Casey Lockwood. Checking in for Southwest, Sydney Wright and Savannah Au. Bairstow back out. Tyler King fires another 3. That's short off the front of the rim. Back out to Willie. Willie gets inside. Tries to kick it for Bairstow. Miscommunication there. One-point game. 2:25 to go in the first.
Yeah, nice close game as well so far. So, as we said, John, both teams going to come out quite aggressively. And Sunshine Coast Phoenix been shooting a really strong game as well. Their 2-point field goal percentage is 7 from 7 for 100%. So they're shooting really well from inside. Southwest shooting really well from outside, hence why we're locked at this 17 and 18. But both coming from very different areas of the court.
Yeah, Phoenix doing it a lot at the rim at the moment. Casey Lockwood with the turnaround. She was fouled on his way up for the shot, so she's going to the free throw line for a couple shots here. Lockwood hits the first one, tying the game at 18. Second one's good as well, so the Phoenix take a 1-point lead. About 2 minutes left in this one. Then a miscommunication again, another turnover, back-to-back turnovers for the Pirates. Bit of sloppy play starting to creep in here for Southwest.
Yeah, definitely so. In terms of the turnover count, that'll be Southwest's 5th. Sunshine Coast Phoenix sitting on 7 in that category. So both teams, just really lack of communication between both sides at the moment to let those turnovers creep in as well. So, I think that'll be something that both coaches need to discuss when they go to the quarter-time break, just to make sure they're cleaning up that communication and they're making smarter passes.
Excellent finish there from Tyler King. Rewarded for running up the court from a great pass from Maddie Willie. Southwest retakes the lead. Offensive foul called against Alexis Hyder. It's a moving screen call. It does put Phoenix in the penalty, but the offensive foul does not reward. You're not rewarded with free throws. Here's Sydney Wright looking inside. Oh, has it. Skips it out to Willie, driving baseline. Cross-court pass for King. Baseline jumper is short. Lockwood grabs the rebound. Clancy over to Hyder now. Guarded by Bairstow. Goes right at the defense. Flips it up and in. Plus the foul. Great basket there from Hyder. Drawing the foul and able to finish through the contact.
And that's the kind of offense we've come to expect from Hyder as well in this 2019 QBL season. She can finish on just about anything, and that just goes to prove it as well. A beautiful drive inside, beautiful left-hand finger roll to put the bucket away.
Grace Champion checking in for Southwest. Returning to the game, Kayla Roberts. Champion had a great game last weekend versus Ipswich. 14 points on 6 of 9 shooting from the field. Great effort to get 14 points in 12 minutes. Woo! Sunny Coast up 2 here after the free throws. Here's Sydney Wright. Now Roberts has it. Swings it back to Wright. She'll fire the wing 3. It's too strong. Falls right to Willie to lay it up and in, though.
I mean, that classifies as a pass, right? That was just perfectly bounced off the backboard, straight into the hands of Willie. Give that an assist, not a missed shot.
We'll give it. We're not the stat keepers, but Sydney, we give you that assist for sure. Reach-in foul on Grace Champion. Going to send Alexis Harder to the free throw line for a couple shots. Score's tied at 22. We got about 38 seconds to go in the first quarter. First one is a miss. Second one's up. That's a miss as well. Pass tipped out of bounds by Hyder.
Ball collector Regan Baker grabbing that one, saving all of our gear and our lives.
Thankfully. My reaction time not the greatest, even though I got a 40-ounce of Monster Energy in me. Willie goes inside, hands it back. She fires a three. It's off the side of the rim. Hyder has it. Sunny Coast can hold for the final shot of the quarter. Game tied at 22. Brown gets wide open inside and lays it in. A quick bucket there from Sunny Coast. Gives Southwest the opportunity to score here before the end of the quarter. Roberts nearly loses it. Recovers to Champion. Champion fires away. Air ball. Savannah, misses again right underneath the basket. So heading into the quarter time break, it's a 24-22 lead for the Sunshine Coast Phoenix. And Regan, it looked like it might get away from Sunny Coast there to start the game. They started really poorly, but they kind of got themselves level, surprisingly, because they're missing one of their top players, Aaliyah Hulinell, with 3 fouls.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, I was a little bit worried early on for the Sunshine Coast Phoenix, but they really came out and played a beautiful inside game of basketball. You know, they're sitting on, I think it's now 9 from 9 shooting inside for the 2-point land. So they've just got an amazing shot on the inside, and, you know, that's spread out across a couple of players as well. So you've got Brown on 7 points, Hyder 3, Hullendale 6, Smith 6. So they're all shooting fantastically well from the inside the keyway, and, you know, they're working to their advantage. They're a smaller team versus Southwest, so they're getting the ball inside and they're taking those nice jump shots within their range where they can hit consistently. Southwest has kind of gone the opposite of that. They're taking shots from outside, even though they are a bigger team. But right now, the 3-point shot is working for Southwest, which I think comes as a surprise to most of us. So it's working down both ends of the floor. It's a 2-point game, and I think it's going to be a nail-biter down to the end.
It sure is. We'll take a quick break. We'll come back with the second quarter of action live in your Basketball Queensland QBL Game of the Week, presented by Nothing But Net Media, Australian Sports Network, and Stream Team Australia. Back with you here at Hibiscus Sports Complex. 24-22 the lead for the Sunshine Coast Phoenix over the Southwest Metro Pirates. Just about set for the start of the second quarter. John Guarna here with Regan Baker on the call for you. If you guys are tuning in on YouTube or Facebook or wherever you're watching this game, let us know in the comments. Let us know where you're watching from so we can get you a shout out. Sunny Coast gets a stop on the first possession. Another missed 3-point attempt from Southwest. Now 4 of 16, and then inside Smith misses, but tips her shot back up and in. And you said it, Regan, before we went into the break, Sunny Coast doing their work from inside. Then they force a turnover, and Smith misses another layup. That's really tough after great work from the Phoenix.
Yeah, tough layup there to miss as well. You know, that'll be their first miss from inside all game, but still 10 from 11, 2-point shot percentage. 10 from 11 is an amazing shot percentage inside. So the Phoenix really doing a fantastic job of just getting that ball inside, and what a steal, turnover, and finish as well. So just great work from the Phoenix, and you know, they've come out firing this second quarter so far. They've managed to put the pressure on Southwest, cause another turnover, so they're going to have a chance now to extend the lead even further.
I really like what Sunny Coast is doing as Clancy airballs a 3. but they're really putting a lot of pressure on Southwest as Lloyd kicks ahead for Grace Champion, who's fouled on her way to the bucket. Champion will go to the free throw line for a couple shots. That's, again, rewarding your teammates for running the floor. Champion ran a great line to the basket and got rewarded. Was fouled, so she'll go for 2 shots.
Yeah, just got herself in a great position and good recognition as well from the Southwest girls. Just looking up the floor, seeing the cutting Champion to the bucket. And realistically, a great finish from Champion. She didn't get the 2 points to fall, but just drove straight at the players, didn't, back away or hesitate or anything. Just went straight to the basket and has been rewarded with the 2 free throws.
Missed the first, but hit the second. 3 points, the lead for the Phoenix.
And speaking of the Phoenix, we give a quick shout out to Zachary Hemmings tuning in from somewhere on the Sunshine Coast, I'm assuming. Tuning in to watch his coach play, so not sure who it is, but good to see the QBL girls stepping back and still coaching at a local level as well. So good job there from the Phoenix in terms of bringing that integration and this quality of player that we see out on the floor now coming back into the local level.
That's what you want to see. Wright swings it over to Roberts. Roberts not really sure what they want to do against the zone. Lloyd fires the 3 over it and misses. The zone really seems to be causing a bit of problems for Southwest.
Yeah, so now's the point in time where Southwest needs to just back away from that 3-point shot. Going into quarter time, I thought Southwest had a slightly better percentage than what they did, Johnny, and you pointed out that at the quarter it was 4 and 15, so not a great clip after all, and they've just missed 3 here now as well. So, they've got the height advantage out on the floor. They've got Roberts inside begging for the ball, but they just can't get it to her. So Southwest needs to back away from that 3-point shot. They need to use their height advantage to get the ball inside and utilize Steph Bairstow, Kayla Roberts, get some of those girls the ball inside for the easy buckets like what the Phoenix are doing.
Again, it's the zone. There's just no movement at all from Southwest. They're all perimeter based as Lloyd blocked again, but she's fouled. It looked good from this angle, but referee Adam Morrow saw it differently, called it a push on Alexis Hyder. It's going to be 2 free throw attempts for Mia Lloyd. Checking into the game, Natalie Saunders. And Casey Lockwood coming in off the bench. Give the Phoenix a couple good minutes there.
Yeah, absolutely. And realistically, that's what they need as well. They need some of those bench players coming on, giving them a good couple of minutes, allowing, these imports and some of the big-name girls to have that quick rest and then come back out on the floor.
28-24 the lead for Phoenix now. That's 7:40 to go in the first half. Hyder, spinning baseline, goes right at the rim. She's fouled. On her way to the rim, so a couple of shots. It's going to go against Sydney Wright, her first personal, the first team foul for Southwest. Excuse me, second personal. Tyler King getting set to check in for Sydney Wright. Couple of free throws here for Hyder. Been impressive so far this evening, Regan. I think more so on the defensive side of things. She's got a tough matchup with Lloyd. We've seen her matched up against Roberts as well inside.
Yeah, definitely so. She's been doing a really great job defensively, and I think she's just coming into her stride offensively at the moment as well as she hits her second free throw there. So starting to pick up some points now. But just defensively, just doing a really great job of putting a lot of pressure on the likes of Roberts and Steph Bairstow whenever she rotates between those two and making it really, really hard for Southwest to get the ball inside. So just an absolute asset as she gets the steal there. The beautiful read off the Grace Champion pass. As the Phoenix go up the court nice and fast now, and Hyder going straight to the bucket inside for the 2 and the 1.
Yeah, and Coach Steve Edwards has seen enough. He's going to take a timeout. We'll take one as well. 7:15 to go in the first half, and the Phoenix are up by 8, 32-24 in your QBL Game of the Week, presented to you by Nothing But Net Media. Welcome back to the Hibiscus Sports Complex. 7:15 to go in the first half. Phoenix up on by 8, 32-24 over the Southwest Metro Pirates. Got to give a couple shout-out. Got to give a shout-out to our guy, Paul Foster, tuning in from Townsville, and also Kirsty Woodward, big Phoenix fan, so she'd be pretty happy right now with the Phoenix up 8. Great time out there, though, Regan, from Coach Edwards. His team's been really flat to start the second quarter, and game's starting to slip away from them a little bit.
Yeah, there's just no energy from the Southwest girls at the moment. You know, we were discussing off air just before, Johnny. Like, on offense, Sunshine Coast Phoenix aren't putting on a significant amount of pressure on their zone, but Southwest just isn't moving. There's no keyway cuts. There's no movement. So they're making it harder for themselves to try and break through the zone when there's no movement or energy around the outside of the keyway. And, you know, again, not enough movement there to make the easy pick there from, who got the steal, sorry, Hyder. So you're never going to get that success going inside when your offense can't actually move and there's no cutting. So Southwest just needs to find some energy. They're sitting flat, and there's a reason why they're now 9 points down. Yeah,
and turnovers are creeping in also for Southwest. They've got 9. Three-point bucket increases the Phoenix lead to 12, 36-24. Again, you see Phoenix sitting in the zone. Roberts goes right at the defense and lays it in. Finally, Pirates respond a bit. They're down 10.
Yeah, and I think that was a very lucky break for Southwest as well because, again, if you're watching closely, you would notice that Willie, Bairstow, and Lloyd were all just standing over the left-hand side of the court, and there was no movement or cutting or any kind of attempt to get open for the pass. So Roberts had no choice but to go herself.
Huland L with another jump shot. She's back on the court playing with 3 personal fouls. She's going to have to be careful. Lloyd moves it. Willie fires from the wing. Off the front of the rim. Smith lost the rebound. Tyler King recovers for Southwest. Roberts steps into a long 2, hits the back of the rim. Another rebound. Lloyd pulls it down for Southwest. Bairstow wing 3. That's good. Steph Bairstow drains one. Southwest down 9.
Yeah, they're going to hope some of those three-point shots start paying off for them if they're going to claw themselves back into this game, John.
Miscommunication on defense leads to an easy 2 for Carly Smith. She's been dominating Southwest on that roll to the basket. Lloyd from the top of the key. Short. Chases down her own rebound and recovers it. Here's Bairstow looking inside, pass stolen. Kick ahead now for Smith. She'll stop, pop. Too strong, and Tyler King with the defensive rebound. Lloyd kicks it. Willie steps out of bounds. We saw one on the other side of the court by Steph Bairstow. This time it's Willie right in front of her own bench. Yeah. Celeste Williams checks in for Southwest.
Yeah, just a lack of recognition about your position on the court on that one. And I've never really understood why players do that. They catch and step backwards for that little burst of energy, but you need to be able to catch and move forward straight away. Take all of your momentum straight to the bucket. That backward step is dangerous.
Brown checks back in for Sunny Coast. They're up 11, 4:40 to go in the first half. Good active hands there from Lloyd. She gets the steal, nearly loses it, and recovers for Southwest. Good ball movement. Willie skips pass is nearly stolen. Good hands there by Smith. Tipping it out of bounds. Lloyd fires the wing 3 off the front of the rim. Good rebound by Hulandell. She throws a bullet pass up ahead. Just way too long. Willie recovers for Southwest. Here's Celeste Williams. And that's a 4th personal foul on Aaliyah Hulandell.
Trouble that one will be, Johnny. Yeah,
she
had her hands in there, and I was thinking the same thing. I thought they were going to get the hands foul, but no, it was a good reach in from Hulandell. Just caused that little bit of pressure on Mia Lloyd, and she shuffled her feet before the dribble. And I think great recognition from Catherine O'Brien on that call. I think it was the right one to be made.
I think Coach Campbell, his heart was probably in his throat because mine was, and I'm not even the coach.
Yeah, it would have been a huge sigh of relief when they saw the open palm and the travel call rather than the foul.
Tyler King from the top of the key misses the three. Knocked around and stolen by Lloyd. Lloyd kicks it out for Willie. Willie gets inside. Nice pass for King. Misses the layup. Fighting for the rebound. Ball goes out of bounds off the hands of Tyler King. It's a great look there from Matty Willie. Just an unfortunate finish there from King.
Although it didn't pay off, I want more of that. You know, that is the perfect passage of play that Southwest should be going to. That baseline cut, catching the ball underneath and going straight up. We saw a little bit of it in the first quarter, but all of the Southwest girls just look tired. You know, they're settling for three-point shots on 15 seconds to go on the shot clock rather than going inside. But that was a beautiful passage of play and unfortunately didn't pay off. But if they can start moving the ball inside like that a little bit more often, they might start clawing away some of this breakaway from the Phoenix.
Well, they also have to get stops on the other end, and they have to stop turning the ball over. The Southwest Metro Pirates now in
13.
double figures. Yeah, 13 turnovers already in the first half. They only had 12 last week in that win against Ipswich. You keep giving good teams the ball, they're going to make you pay, and the Phoenix have done a great job tonight making them pay. Although Southwest forces another one of their own turnovers or get a steal out of it. Let's see if they can capitalize. Lloyd stops, throws up the floater, and gets it to fall. So Southwest capitalized on that Phoenix turnover.
Yeah, and it's not so much just that Southwest is turning the ball over as well. The Phoenix just have really great hands, and they've got themselves 5 steals as well. So we see another offensive foul going against the Sunshine Coast Phoenix there, just with the push-off on the pass as well. So Southwest capitalizing on that one and just pulling the offensive foul.
11-point lead for Phoenix, 2:30 left in the first half. It looks like we got a technical foul call here, maybe. Yep, technical foul called on Amy Brown, the captain of the Phoenix. She just wanted to talk to the referee. Referee wasn't having any of it, and Brown chased the referee, Adamaro, all the way down to the baseline and just kept yapping and yapping. There's a technical, and really surprising. Team's up 11, playing pretty well. You don't want to give up the momentum like that.
Yeah, and he gave her an explanation straight away as well. You know, Brown asked a question, Adam Morrow gave an answer, but you're right, she kept chipping all the way down the court and to the point where there was no other choice but to give the technical foul. So, no, I don't think it's a poor decision from the referees at all, and just a little bit of frustration there coming out of Brown, because obviously the Phoenix do have more fouls in the first half of basketball action so far. So, feeling a little bit hard done by it, just trying to get a little bit of momentum back in her team's favor. So, might have been a strategic technical foul.
Maybe, but I'll tell you, they just had a great defensive possession as Pirates really probably turned it over with a shot clock violation. But Phoenix looking to get some points on the board. They turn it over.
Yeah,
Tough pass there from Zoe Campbell.
Yeah, and great hands in the back there from Maddie Willie as well. Just, not fouling, but just getting that perfect position behind to reach through the hands and, get that little bit of a tap, and hopefully she's rewarded with the steal for it as well.
This zone is really giving Southwest trouble here. Lloyd draws a personal foul against Saunders. Sunny Coast cannot believe it. Coach Campbell has a shocked look on his face, and to be fair, I think he's got something to worry about, because they're playing great defense. A lot of these fouls are being called late in the shot clock. It's a frustration for the team and as well as the coach.
I've been happy with, I think, almost every single call until that one. That one, I think, was a little bit hard. The Phoenix were hard done by on that one. The ball's gone inside to Mia Lloyd. She's double, if not triple teamed in that scenario. She's tried to spin around and shoot up a wild one. And I don't think there was too much that the Phoenix were doing wrong defensively. So, look, it is what it is. Referee's obviously in a better position to see what we did, but I think Lloyd was lucky to pull that one because she took a very wild shot through traffic.
Regan, we got a question on YouTube from Jamie Hay. What's an illegal screen?
Illegal screen, essentially, when you're setting a pick, so obviously, offensive player is trying to move around a defensive player. An illegal screen is when the player isn't set. So in order to set a screen, you have to be feet first and facing, have both feet planted on the ground, be in a solid position, at least a meter behind a player if they cannot see that you're physically there. And in the situation that was being asked from Jamie Hay, the screen wasn't set. So as the offensive players tried to move around the defense, the screen has moved up last minute and caused contact, and that's why it was called illegal.
Thank you for that breakdown. Maddie Willie hits a layup attempt and is fouled, so can't finish the three-point play. Roberts keeps it alive. It's lost out of bounds off of Phoenix, though, so it's going to stay with Southwest. 1:03 to go in the first half. 8 points of lead for Phoenix. It's Terry Vodorosova on the baseline. Inbounds it to the captain, Maddie Willie. Roberts step back three off the front of the rim. No good. Vodorosova nearly steals it, but loses it out of bounds. Under a minute to go now in the first half.
Yeah, Southwest doing a relatively good job in the last couple of minutes just to close get this gap down a little bit, back down to 8 points. You know, they've found a little bit of momentum out of those few Sunshine Coast Phoenix fouls. Only down by 8, but great attempt there on the inside, just flipping up somewhat of a wild one, but it wasn't too bad a look there.
Good finish from Roberts on the other end. Couple of quick, easy buckets here for Southwest. They're down 6.
Just goes to show what Southwest can do when they get the ball inside. They've closed it down to 6 points from, I think, about 12 or 13.
Brown with an answer. She's hit a couple of tough ones there. I thought that was a quick shot, but, gee, she made it look like a layup attempt, and now Southwest can hold for the final shot of the half, down 8. Willie's got it at about half court, working against Saunders. Goes to the left hand, now crosses over, gets inside, kicks it out. King fires the three off the side of the rim. Vodorosova catches, puts it up and in to beat the buzzer. So Terry Vodorosova with a big bucket, giving Southwest a bit of momentum to heading into the halftime break. They're down 6. What a bucket there for Vodorosova.
Yeah, and that was just a beautiful finish as well. She's caught it knowing there's no time left. Beautiful turnaround to fire it away. And again, it's inside momentum that's really working for Southwest like that. You know, if they're going to keep taking those three-point shots, they need to have bodies inside to pull the rebounds. Because so far, they haven't really been doing a great job in that area. Like, looking at the rebound count at the moment, they've only got 11 offensive rebounds. And, you know, they've taken 24 three-point shots. So they're pulling less than half of their rebounds off missed three-point opportunities. And realistically, that's not enough. If you're going to put up 25 three-point shots in a half of basketball, you need to be pulling down 70% offensive rebounds off those shots. So that one there with Vodorosova, beautiful catch inside. She got to position, put it up to close it down to a 6-point lead into halftime. Sorry,
yeah.
6-point deficit into halftime.
It's going to be an interesting second half to see what kind of adjustments both teams make. You mentioned Sunshine Coast Phoenix only down here with 9 players, so playing with a short bench to start. Southwest really scrapped in the second half of that quarter, I think, to get within 6. They're going to have a lot of adjustments to make, though, because they're really struggling against the Phoenix zone.
Yeah, if I'm the Sunshine Coast Phoenix, I'm not changing anything defensively. Realistically, the zone is working beautifully. Southwest has no idea how to beat a zone. So if I'm Phoenix, I'm keeping that zone. But I'm making sure I continue to box out hard every single time Southwest jacks up that three-point shot to make sure they keep pulling down those defensive boards. If I'm Southwest, I'm looking at ways to break that zone, because they're going to need to, right? So they need to look at better ways to pull the defensive players out. We know Southwest is going to take the three-point shot. Look at the fake, you know, fake the three-point shot and then drive left or right, or look for the inside cut coming through the keyway to try and get around the zone. And then defensively, Southwest just needs to be a little bit more active inside, because if we're looking at the Sunshine Coast Phoenix, they're still shooting 73% inside. Now, that's a winning team right there if you can shoot 73% field goal. So Southwest needs to shut that down and have better defense inside the key.
Well, we'll find out soon what adjustments are made. It is halftime. The Sunshine Coast Phoenix lead the Southwest Metro Pirates 46-40. We're going to take a break. We'll come back with some halftime statistics in the second half of action here in your QBL Game of the Week, presented to you by Nothing But Net Media, Australian Sports Network, and Stream Team Australia. Back with you here at Hibiscus Sports Complex. Excuse me as I choke on the last bite of my hamburger. It is halftime, 46-40 the lead for the Phoenix over the Southwest Metro Pirates. Taking a look at the score sheet, pretty well-balanced attack for the Phoenix as well, Regan. 4 players in double figures, led by the captain, Amy Brown. She's got 13 points on 6 of 7 shooting. Alexis Hyder's got 10. Leah Hulandell has 11. Carly Smith with 10 as well. So really well-balanced. 4 of your 5 starters in double figures. That's pretty much the 46 points. Only other player with a couple points for Phoenix is Casey Lockwood with 2 off the bench. You mentioned it, though, shooting a pretty good clip. 63% from the field. You can't expect to allow a team to shoot 63 if you want to win this game.
Yeah, no, definitely not. And to break that 63% down, 73% from inside the keyway. So doing a really great job across the board. And, I was looking at the stats as well at the break. And, both teams have turned the ball over 13 times. Sunshine Coast Phoenix have managed to get 5 of those as steals, whereas Southwest really hasn't had as much luck on the steal side of things as well. So, look, it's just one of those things where both teams really need to look at what they're doing offensively and just keeping control of the ball, because 13 turnovers in one half of basketball is going to cause a little bit of a problem as we see Hayter go nice and strong inside the paint for another 2-point bucket. Yeah,
really good start there from the Phoenix. They're doing a lot of damage on that pick and roll, and Southwest has been struggling to contain it all night long. And you said it before the break, but Phoenix come back out in the zone as Lloyd hits a 3 over the top of it. And that might get you to think twice about sitting in the zone, but they haven't been able to hit that 3 consistently tonight.
Yeah, look, that's only 6 from 25. So if I'm the Phoenix, I'm still letting them take that 3-point shot and playing that strong zone, because it really was doing a great job in the first half. And it's a big part of the reason why the Phoenix are out in front, because Southwest just doesn't know how to break this zone and get themselves inside. As bit of a miscommunication there from Steph Bairstow on that pass. Great steal and great inside shot there from Smith.
Yeah, I do. I love what Phoenix are doing. They're pressuring the ball after every made basket. They forced quite a few turnovers and gotten a few easy baskets out of the pressure as well. So just doing whatever they can to get a bucket, and it's working for them so far, as Roberts' layup is good on the inside. One of the few times we've seen Pirates get the ball inside against the Phoenix zone.
Yeah, and look, and when Southwest gets the ball inside, they don't look bad. They're only shooting a 57% from the 2-point field goal. So not fantastic, but the reality is when they get the ball inside, they do look like a much cleaner team, and it just goes to show that there is an offense there that they're structuring and moving the ball around. So, look, they just need to find that inside pass a few more times every single play, rather than one pass 3-point jack. Move it around, spread out the defense, break this zone down, and then get the ball inside.
Yeah, and Phoenix looked pretty comfortable against the Pirates zone there. Great ball movement. Led to a pretty decent look. You see again, Phoenix coming out in that pressure. They drop back from the pressure into the zone. Roberts from the corner 3. That's good. Kayla Roberts hits a big bucket, cuts the Pirates' deficit to 4. It's amazing what the 3-point shot does, Regan. We said how much they struggled in the first half, but they keep shooting the 3 and it starts to fall. It's going to soften up spots inside against that zone.
Yeah, look, if Southwest makes another 3-point shot, that's probably when I'm starting to look at, changing up what I'm doing. I would still run the zone, but I would just spread out that base a little bit more. So your 3-man in the back, I would just pull them out a little bit more to get that corner 3, just to try and really draw it back.
There's another 3 from Steph Bairstow.
That's the 3 I was talking about. So now if I'm the Phoenix, now I'm looking at changing up how I'm running that zone. I would still run a 2-3 zone, but I'd just make it a little bit more pressurized, pull out a little bit rather than staying inside the keyway, come outside the 3-point shot to try and block that. But in reality, you need to stop Southwest from taking that 3-point shot as well now.
And they have to break this pressure from Phoenix. Amy Brown's having herself a great game. I mean, she hasn't looked like she's going to miss once so far tonight. She has only missed one of her shots from the field, as Lloyd is fouled by Brown going to the basket. Lloyd, super aggressive to start the second half. Her team down 3. She's going to go to the free throw line for 2 shots.
Yeah, and that'll be Brown's 3rd personal foul as well, if I'm correct, Johnny. So, personal fouls starting to become a little bit of a problem for the Phoenix, with Brown, Hyder, and Hulandell all on 3 personals.
Lloyd hits the first one. See what she can do with the second. It's up, it's good. So Southwest down 1 now. And you see Pirates looking to go into a bit of a trap here. Phoenix beat it quite easily. Smith goes inside, Hyder under pressure. Gets called for the travel. Good defense there from Southwest. Really nice help defense inside.
Yeah, that was a great job from Mia Lloyd, just stepping up at the right moment, getting her hands beautifully up straight and just preventing that shot and causing the travel.
Don't forget, if you are tuning in on YouTube or Facebook, let us know you're watching. Let us know where you're watching from. Make sure we get you a shout out, as it's a 1-point game here live from Hibiscus Sports Complex. And Roberts gets to the rim, lays it in, and Southwest retakes the lead. Now they're up by 1, 55-54. Smith's pass is tipped. Pirates come up with it. Willie has it. Gets inside, kicks it out. Lloyd reverses it. Tyler King with the three-point attempt. That's good as well. Southwest comes out and takes a 4-point lead now.
Johnny, I wish I had have said it out loud because I was thinking it in my head. I was like, I'm hoping this is going to be an Origin scenario where the Southwest down significantly going into the halftime break. The same as Queensland in that Origin game on Wednesday night, just across codes. Zero energy in the first half, but come out in the second and really make a game of it. And that's what we're seeing here now. Southwest has come out firing, really brought the energy and really changed the way this game's being played. And now the Phoenix, after that big bucket there as well, they're starting to bring the energy. So I think we're in for a good second half of action here.
It's a 2-point game with about 5.5 left in the third. 6 on the shot clock. Roberts step back, fadeaway jump shots and air ball. Not a good look there for Kayla Roberts. Phoenix with an opportunity to potentially tie with a 2-pointer or take the lead with a 3. And a double dribble against Carly Smith. Timeout taken on the floor from Coach Campbell. We're going to take one as well. 5:15 to go in the third. 2-point game between the Phoenix and the Pirates. And your QBL Game of the Week presented to you by Nothing But Net Media. Back with you here at Hibiscus Sports Complex. 58-56. Pirates up by 2 on Sunshine Coast Phoenix. It's been a really solid third quarter for both teams. Phoenix feeling a bit of pressure. Turnovers creeping in a little bit for them. And Southwest has really found that 3-point shot here in the third.
Yeah, Southwest capitalizing off those 3 turnovers from the Phoenix early on in this third quarter, Johnny. You know, really closing the gap down now. They've come from a pretty big margin down. I think it was 13 points at the peak, and now they're 2 points up. So Southwest really just turning this game around in this second half so far.
Willie gets the little floater to fall. Southwest wanting to string together a few stops here. Up 4. Southwest going to the zone as well. Good ball reversal. Smith goes inside. Hyder gets it and lays it in. Alexis Hyder with the tough bucket for the Phoenix. Lloyd goes inside. Bairstow, tough catch. Kicks it. Now ends up with Willie in the corner. 3-pointer off the side of the rim. Hyder with the defensive rebound. Lloyd nearly stole it but lost it out of bounds. Got to give congratulations to Steph Bairstow playing in her 50th QBL game. They gave her a nice award recognition before the game started.
Yeah, and Bairstow's been a really good asset for Southwest as well. She's just provided that nice big body in under the basket. So defensively, Bairstow's done a really great job for this team. And, it is always good to have those junior players that, do disappear out of the club for a little bit and pursue their own careers outside of Australia, outside the local club, but then come back and bring that wealth of knowledge they've gained back. So it is definitely good to have Bairstow back in Southwest.
Carly Smith hit a bucket there for Phoenix, tying the game at 60. Lloyd fires a deep three, gets that to fall. Southwest has had an answer every time the Phoenix have come back into the game. Pass inside, too strong on the layup attempt. Hyder follows though, gets it to fall, plus the foul. That was a tough look there for Carly Smith. It was a great pass. Really tough finish, but Hyder doing a good job attacking the offensive glass.
Yeah, that's just a really great professional finish there from Hyder. Catching the ball in the air, but, still having the poise to look at the basket, flip up a nice, accurate shot while drawing the foul all at the same time. Like, that's basketball professionalism at its finest.
Finishing the three-point play, so we're tied at 63 now. Lloyd gets it on the wing, guarded by Clancy. They work it around. Tyler King kicks it back out. Roberts fires a three off the back of the rim. That was a flat shot from Kayla Roberts. Villanelle skips it. Brown fires a three. That's good. Amy Brown, she has been super impressive tonight. Brown is 8 of 9 from the field. Only missed one three-point attempt. Her only missed shot as Roberts answers with the long two.
Yeah, Brown has been really impressive across both ends of the floor, Johnny. Like, defensively as well. She's done a great job of putting pressure on key Southwest players and just really holding them back. And, and offensively, like you said, 8 from 9 is just a really impressive shooting clip. So she's a great captain for this Phoenix team. As she steps up to take another three-point drop as well. That one just a little bit too strong. But she's been having an amazing game here tonight.
Her only 2 misses have been from beyond the arc. Tyler King from the corner fires a three. That one goes in and out. Hyder kicks it ahead. Hulandell has it. Nice pass. Clancy fires a corner three. It's too strong. Tyler King with the rebound. She's looking to break out. Going right to the rim. A lot of contact. It's an offensive foul. You can see King lowered the shoulder, and Clancy with great position draws the charge. Champion and check in for Bairstow and Lloyd. Here's a bit of pressure from Southwest again. Saunders in for Phoenix, finds a cutting Smith who's fouled on her way to the basket. Great look inside from Natalie Saunders. Carly Smith's gonna go to the free throw line for a couple shots. Smith has been really good this evening as well. She's 8 of 15 from the field. These are gonna be her first free throw attempts though of the evening. Smith has represented Australia at the 3-on-3 level, so very talented, versatile player, can take the ball inside and out.
Yeah, definitely so, and she's shown us that here in the game tonight, Johnny. Like you said, she's just a really poised player, and, she's been doing a really great job down both ends of the floor as well, similar to Brown. It's not just about the amount of points she scored down one end of the floor. She's done a great job defensively in stopping this Southwest team from going inside and getting easy buckets under the rim.
68-65. The lead here for Phoenix. Got a minute 20 to go in the third. Nice pass inside. Good block by Hyder from behind. 7 on the shot clock for Southwest.
Again, though, from Southwest, good move looking to go inside as well. Right idea. Unfortunately, didn't pan out, but much better look going inside with that lob pass.
Roberts has it with 5 on the shot clock. She lost it. Hyder comes up with it. Gonna settle things down. Nice pass inside. Lockwood recovers. Smith, corner three, is well short. Gets her on rebound. Goes back inside, and a good block by Savannah Oh. But they're going to call her for a foul. Lockwood's going to go to the free throw line for 2 shots.
I feel like it might be a slightly slippery ball out there on the floor, Johnny. There's been a few of those situations where both teams have, had the ball under pressure, and just as they've gone to make a, underarm cut or something with the ball, they've just lost their handles on it and thrown it away. So might be a slightly slippery one.
Could be the cool air in here. It's pretty cool at Hibiscus tonight.
It is a bit nippy indeed.
Lockwood was well short on the first one. Second one rolls home. Mia Lloyd going to check back into the game for Southwest. Savannah Al going to get a breather.
I think a good time for Southwest when Jack Mia Lloyd back into the game as well. There's only a minute to go, but she's a really key playmaker, and just over a minute to go in the game. But she's got 21 points for Southwest, and she's been shooting really, really well. She's 10 from 11 from the free throw line. So, if she can get the ball inside and drive at the bucket, she's great on the free throw line.
There she is getting to the rim. Misses the layup attempt, though. Phoenix have done a really good job weathering the Southwest storm. Clancy gets inside. A lot of contact. They're going to call her for an offensive foul. Clancy just got a little bit out of control there.
Yeah, a little bit too much on the
yeah.
Jets, yeah. Yeah, good call from the referees. Right call as well. Just a little bit too much on the Jets from Clancy. Just lost control a little bit and took out Willie underneath.
Bit of moisture on the court, so going to mop it up along the baseline. Four points to the lead, though. I was just saying that Phoenix have done a really good job. Southwest looked like they were going to really start to steamroll Sunshine Coast. They retook the lead, but Southwest kind of has slowed down a bit, and I think a lot of it has to do with the Phoenix defense. They switched back to that man-to-man and doing a better job, I think, than the zone was to start.
Yeah, definitely so. Southwest kind of came out and surprised the Phoenix in this second half, Johnny, and they just couldn't quite adjust defensively to keep up with what Southwest offense was doing. They got those 4 or 5 early three-point shots quite quickly to really close down that gap and get themselves in front. But now that the Phoenix have caught on to what Southwest is running, they've managed to hold them at around about this 4-point mark ever since. So, it just took the Phoenix a little bit longer to adjust than what they were used to. As we see Clancy just turning the ball over on that occasion, and a really great steal from King.
Good hustle there from Saunders, tipping it out of bounds. 3.4 seconds to go in the quarter. Coach Stephen Edwards going to take a timeout. Let's keep it here, Regan. 69-65 the lead. It's a good time to take the timeout, draw something up, run a little nice either sideline out of bounds or baseline. I think it stays baseline, doesn't it, the inbounds?
Yeah, it does on this one. It'll stay on the inbounds. And, a smart timeout from Edwards as well. 4 points up, 3.4 seconds to go on the game clock. A really great opportunity to draw something up. And I'm hoping they draw something up to go inside rather than taking an outside drop. They've started to wither back on that three-point shot percentage. They're sitting at just under 30%. They're 10 from 33. So I'd like to see them just pass the ball outside, fake the three-point shot, get the dish inside, and go to work underneath, potentially to the likes of a Tyler King to draw the foul as well. As we said, she's done a great job of that so far. So a good opportunity now for Southwest to get a couple of extra points on the board.
It's going to be interesting. 3.4 seconds. You don't want it to be too intricate. It seems like a long time, but it's not all that long. I think if Southwest can get another shot, they had a bit of momentum going into the break with the buzzer beater by Sateri Vodorosova. I think we saw Steph Bairstow get set to inbounds. You got to think they're going to look inside for either Roberts or Bairstow, and if it's not there, someone I would imagine in one of the corners for a three-point shot.
Yeah, definitely so. I'm hoping they go inside, but we'll wait and see what they do.
Well, here we go. 3.4 seconds to go in the third quarter. Southwest will inbound underneath Sunshine Coast Phoenix basket. King gets set to inbound. Looking inside for Willie, cut into the basket. Fadeaway jump shot short. Hyder grabs the rebound. The whistle goes, and that's the end of the third quarter. And Southwest will head into the fourth quarter of action, down 4. We'll take a break. We'll come back with the final quarter of action here in your QBL Game of the Week, presented to you by Nothing But Net Media, Australian Sports Network, and Stream Team Australia. Back with you here at Hibiscus Sports Complex, heading into the fourth quarter of an action. It's a 4-point lead for Sunshine Coast Phoenix, 69-65 Regan. Sunshine Coast doing it from the inside. They're shooting at a pretty scorching clip.
Yeah, absolutely. Inside the paint, so from 2-point land, they're shooting 25 from 34 for a 73% clip. So just a really, really great job inside versus Southwest shooting 12 from 22. So realistically, when you look at the two teams, you know, away from the 3-point line, the Sunshine Coast Phoenix are absolutely dominating this game. And, you know, looking at the 3 points, Southwest have shot 33 and hit 10 of them, whereas Phoenix has only shot 11 and hit 3. So both teams shooting around about the same number, but Southwest obviously just hitting 10 of those. But, you know, you throw enough pickles at the window, some of them are eventually going to stick.
That's right. King missed another 3, but Lloyd cleaned it up. Here's a 1-2-2 from Southwest, dropping back into his own. Brown's open, wing 3 is up. That's short. Knocked out of bounds off of Southwest, going to stay with Phoenix. Brown leading the Sunshine Coast Phoenix in scoring. She's got 20 points. Carly Smith has 18. Alexis Harder with 17. Leading all scorers in the game, Mia Lloyd, 21 points for Southwest. Next up for Southwest is Roberts, and then Tyler King with 11. Roberts has 18. Lockwood from the free throw line. Jumper's good. Casey Lockwood pushes the lead back out to 4 for Sunshine Coast.
Yeah, and that was just a nice, simple offense there from the Phoenix as well. And Lockwood executing perfectly. Just that tiny little catch and fake. One step around Bairstow for the nice, easy jump shot. So, again, really easy, efficient offense from the Phoenix.
Lloyd step through, kicks it out. Roberts for 3. Too strong. Hyder rebound. They're going to call. Oh, looks like maybe a foul, looks like. Will be a foul. Called against Steph Bairstow. First team foul of the quarter.
Just a little bit too aggressive going into the loose ball.
Second personal for Bairstow in her 50th QBL game. I believe it's the 50th game for Southwest.
Yes, it is.
Inside, Lockwood misses, gets her own miss, and lays it up and in. Here comes Maddie Willie now. Phoenix up 6. Good hands there by Hyder. Tipping the ball out of bounds. She's been impressive, Regan. Maybe not the offensive output, but still impressive on the offensive end. But I've been super impressed with her on the defensive end. She's been active and engaged right from the opening tip.
Yeah, look, she's been great across the board. Like, she's still shooting 6 from 7 from the field goals as well. So, you know, still doing a really, really good job offensively. Sitting on 17 points, so not as quite as high as what she has been scoring. So kudos to Southwest there to limit her scoring. But yeah, defensively, she's just been such a big presence for this team. She's pulled 10 boards, 9 of those defensive. So, you know, every time Southwest takes one of their 3-point jumpers, she's inside, ready to pull that board. And she's done a really good job of putting pressure on the likes of Roberts and Bairstow underneath as well. So just such an efficient player down both ends of the floor.
Lloyd lays it in, cuts the parts, deficit to 2. We're under 8 minutes left in this one. It's going to be close, Regan. It's really been 4 points since half, really.
Yeah, it's sitting close at the moment. I think Southwest needs to keep making those inside passages of play, looking at how they're playing the ball. You know, the 3-point shot is just not efficient enough for them at the moment to really get them over the line. So, you know, yeah, they've hit 11, but they've shot 37.
Yep.
So realistically, it's not reliable enough in a 5-point game. So they need to go back to basics, take the ball inside, and get the easy points. And you know, the way they're playing at the moment, I believe Sunshine Coast Phoenix have what it takes to take this game to the end and get the victory because they're playing smart offense, getting the ball inside, and capitalizing on their strengths, which is taking the ball inside.
Phoenix getting a stop, forcing a turnover from Tyler King. And just before that, Hyder hit a big 3-point shot to push the lead out to 5 for Phoenix. Grace Champion going to check in. Mia Lloyd going to get a breather. 5-point game here, Regan. So far, Sunshine Coast has an answer every time Southwest gets within striking distance. Certainly not too far off Pirates, but Phoenix keep responding every time Southwest gets close.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's what I mean, Johnny. Like, if they just keep playing smart basketball and, more than anything, smart offense, you know, keep playing the way they have been, going inside with beautiful passes like that from Hyder and great defense there from Southwest on that occasion with Besto, and I think it's, who was it, King as well on the inside to get the stop. But if Phoenix can just keep playing smart inside basketball, they're going to take this game away because I don't think Southwest is going to have enough to really stop them.
Yeah, Southwest missed a couple of golden opportunities. Champion missed the first one. Roberts missed the next one, and then the ball gets tied up. It's a jump ball possession arrow favoring Phoenix. Under 7 minutes to go, 5 points. The lead for Sunshine Coast. Again, Southwest is kind of junking it up a bit, looking to trap all over the court here. Forced a few turnovers. Now they drop back into his zone. Good pass inside. Hyder goes right to the rim, misses the layup. Gets her own rebound. There's a fight for it. Hyder comes up with it. Smith from the free throw line. Jump shot falls. Lead out to 7 for Phoenix.
Yeah, Southwest just really hasn't found an answer to that jump shot in this game, have they, Johnny? They're still just continue to take those inside jump shots, shooting at plus 70% clip, and Southwest just really hasn't found a way to get in their faces and prevent them from finding the fall on those shots.
Willie's three off the back of the rim. Saunders defensive rebound. Again, Phoenix work a little clock here, up by 7. Now under 6 minutes to go in the game. Hulandell fire a long two. That's good. She's been quiet tonight due to that early foul trouble, but that's a big bucket, pushing the lead out to 9.
Yeah, she's been playing great. I mean, even then, she still managed to put 13 points on the board. As we see, a wild three-point shot there from Roberts off the backboard and into the bucket. So big points there from Roberts to close the gap down a little bit down to 6. But back onto Hulandell, she did get those early fouls, but she's really been performing for this team outside of those early couple.
Bad turnover there from Smith leads to an easy bucket for Southwest, cutting the Phoenix lead to 4.
Yeah, Roberts stepping up for Southwest big time now. She's got 5 points in a row here.
Hulandell travels, turnover.
Yeah, good defensive pressure there from King. Hulandell picking up the travel, so Southwest momentum really driving the moment. 5-point swing now with the possession. If they can get another couple of points on the board, we're back to a 2 or 1 point game.
Well, there's a timeout on the floor. We're going to take one as well. 5:09 left in this one. Phoenix up 4, 80-76. Your QBL Game of the Week presented to you by Nothing But Net Media. Back with you here, 5:09 left in the game. Phoenix clinging to a 4-point lead, 80-76. Timeout taken by Phoenix coach Campbell. Talking to the referees, wants a few more calls. Does it respectfully, though. Asked them a couple times to have a chat. Referees come over and have a chat, so I like that. I respect that.
Yeah, he's done it the right way, which has been really good, and he's always been like that. He's such a talented and smart basketball coach, and he does go about it the right way. So definitely big kudos to Coach Campbell.
Turnover out of the timeout for Pirates. It's what you want to try to avoid if you're Southwest trying to get back into this game. Carly Smith, corner three, is too strong. Hulandell with the rebound, and she's fouled by Grace Champion. Crowd can't believe it.
Yeah, I can't really agree with them on that one. There was a lot of body contact from Grace Champion as she was coming in. Like, fair enough, her hands were on the ball, but there was a lot of body contact that caused Hulendale to lose control. And again, it's the same situation as what we saw earlier with Brown. The question was asked, they were told to keep their mouths shut and kept chipping away to lead to the technical foul now.
And Matty Willie picks up the technical. Really, probably not a great opportunity and not a smart play there from the captain. Team down 4, clock ticking away. Give Phoenix an opportunity for some free points and possession of the ball.
Yeah, definitely not. And I mean, you know, if you're Southwest, you need to be a little bit smarter than that. You know the referees are going to give a technical foul if you keep chipping away. They did it in the first half, so you know they're going to do it. So what do you think you're going to gain from continuing to chip away and ask the question when you've been told the explanation? I mean, I get it. It's frustrating, but at the same time, you need to learn.
And you got to recognize where your team's at and where the game is at as well. Lloyd going to check back in. Grace Champion going to get a breather.
And it's not just about that 1 point shot either, Johnny. Like, realistically, in hindsight, the 1 point doesn't matter. But what does matter is the fact that Southwest are now on 3 team fouls with 4.5 minutes to go, and they're down by 5. So they need to play really tight defense now, because one more and they're going to be in free throw trouble. So, you know, it is a very, very tough decision to make for Southwest to get that technical foul and the third team foul.
Oh, Maddie Willie got the defensive rebound, streaks down the court, gets fouled. So she's going to go to the free throw line for a couple of shots. Her team down 5, 4:20 left in this one. Now it's a 4-point lead for Phoenix. 4:20 to go in this one. Here's a bit of that trap from Southwest. Good ball movement. Brown baseline jump shot, rattles in.
Yeah, you can't leave that miscommunication on the Southwest defense there to leave Brown open on the wing. I mean, that was just way too easy. She could just take one nice easy dribble, step in, take an easy close shot.
Hulendale stops, pops, and hits. Quick 4-point run here for the Phoenix. They're back up by 8. Timeout taken by head coach Steve Edwards. Let's keep it here, Regan. Looking at the clock, 85-77 the lead. 3:52 to go in this one. Hulendale, that was a tough basket there for Hulendale to pick up. Stopping and popping like that. And Phoenix, like we said before, have had every answer possible for Sunshine Coast. Anytime Southwest tries to make a bit of a run, gets within, you know, like 3 or 4, they're answering.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's what I mean. Like, the Sunshine Coast Phoenix, they just have such a consistent team across the board down both ends of the floor. And, you know, they never really needed to panic or anything in this game. You know, they've just continued to play their game of basketball throughout. And, you know, Southwest went on runs here and there where they'd go 5-0 or run, 7-0 run. But they just kept playing their game of basketball, and that's why they're now this 8 points up as well. So if they can just keep doing their thing, they're going to come away with the victory here. It's up to Southwest to really disrupt the way the Phoenix are playing to get themselves in front. And again, I don't think the 3-ball game is what's going to get them the victory. They need to get the ball inside. They need to take it at some of the big name players that are in foul trouble. You know, Hyder's on 4 fouls, Hulendale is on 3, and Brown's on 3 as well. So take it at some of the big name players underneath, get the points, get the N1, and potentially get some of the stars off the floor for the last couple of minutes.
And if you're a Sunshine Coast Phoenix, you just want to make sure you take care of the pill, work the clock down, and take smart shots, which they have been doing really all night.
Yeah, still sitting at 70% from the 2-point land, Johnny. So, like, they're just such a high IQ basketball team, and, you know, they're just playing smart offense. That's what it comes down to.
There's the foul inside. They're going to make Mia Lloyd earn the shots from the charity stripe. I don't mind that foul from the Phoenix.
No, and it's exactly what I said they need to do. Get the ball inside, draw the foul against one of the big-name players. It was against Hulendale, so now that's her 4th personal foul as well. So the 2 studs from the Phoenix, well, 2 of the many studs from the Phoenix are now in foul trouble.
Lloyd's going to go to the free throw line for 2 shots here. Her team down by 8.
Lloyd misses the first.
It's a big miss.
Crucial miss. The second one manages to bounce and find its way home.
7 points the lead here for Phoenix. Approaching the 3-minute mark of the fourth quarter.
Very loose up court press from Southwest. Quite easily broken from the Phoenix. And they look to go inside now. Again, putting the ball in the hands of Hyde-Up, moving the ball around quite a lot as well. It's already touched 7, now 8 sets of hands as Hyder goes inside and flips up an easy one.
Yeah, it's just a great bucket there for Sunshine Coast. Working a bit of clock, making Southwest work on defense, and then getting the two to really put the seal on the possession as they get a stop from Willie's jump shot.
And here's the difference between the two teams. The Sunshine Coast Phoenix, it hits 8 sets of hands before Hyder takes the shot. Your Southwest, Maddie Willie gets the pass in bounds, drives the whole court herself and takes the shot. You know, you're never going to get points on the board when you're a one-man team. You know, Maddie gets the steal now as well, and they're going to look to push it down court. But they need to settle things up. They need to look for the easy pass. They need to play as a team and share the ball. But again, it's one pass and drive and miss. It's the same story over and over for Southwest.
Hey, Lloyd missed that one. Now approaching 2:20 in this game, and it's a 9-point lead for Phoenix. Surprised the pressure from Southwest isn't a little more intense, I guess. There's a foul. Foul is called against Kayla Roberts. That's the 15th foul against Southwest. That's going to put Alexis Hyder on the free throw line for 2 shots.
No, I think it'll be side ball, Johnny. I think that was only the 4th one. So
okay,
it should be side ball.
Yeah, I'm looking at the clock, the scoreboard there, thinking it was 4 going on to 5, but it was the 4th. Here's Hulinell, comes off the Hyder screen, picks up the dribble. Brown trying to go inside. It's tipped out of bounds off of the hands of Southwest. It's going to stay with the Phoenix. 5 seconds to go on the shot clock. 2:08 left in the game. Brown goes long for Saunders. It's nearly stolen by Bairstow. Got to get a shot off. Brown not going to get one off in time. That's a shot clock violation, so good finish to the defensive possession from Southwest, but they're under 2 minutes to go now, and they're down 9. There's a timeout taken by Phoenix coach Campbell, so we'll take one as well. 1:59 left in this one. Your QBL Game of the Week presented to you by Nothing But Net Media. Back with you here at Hibiscus Sports Complex. 87-78 the lead for the Phoenix over Southwest Metro Pirates. Under 2 minutes left in this one. Coach Edwards takes the timeout. You got to think, Regan, it's now or never for Southwest. The clock's certainly not in their favor.
Yeah, it definitely isn't, Johnny. And I think they're going to find it a little bit hard to make their way back from this, what do we got, 9-point deficit. Realistically, they need to make the easy buckets. The 3 points haven't been working in this fourth quarter, so they just need to pass the ball around, get inside, and try and find some easy shots. But it's just not working for them. One pass to Bairstow. Bairstow drives around, shoots the shot. I mean, that's not going to get the points. So, I think Phoenix has it home and hosed now. They just need to control the ball, keep playing their game, and they'll have it. And that's just beautiful offense there. It didn't quite pay off for Smith, unfortunately, but beautiful putback from Hullendale.
That's almost the icing on the cake there, I'd say, for Phoenix. Let's see if Southwest can get a quick bucket here. Lloyd's going to fire a 3. That rattles home, so Pirates aren't going to go home easy.
Yeah, they're not going to take it lying down, Johnny, but I think it is a little bit too little too late. 8 points down, 1:10 to go. They're going to find it a little bit difficult to make their way back in now, unless they can pick up some crucial steals here.
Hullendale has it guarded by Willie. There's 5 on the shot clock. They work it around to Hyder. Hyder's got to get a shot off. She does, just in time, misses, gets her own rebound, goes up, puts it in, plus the foul. And that's going to do it here, folks. Alexis Hyder wrapping it up for the Phoenix, putting the team up 10 with an opportunity for the three-point play as well.
And that's just true offensive aggression there from Hyder as well. I mean, that was just a beautiful play. She drove inside, she flipped it up. And I mean, from Southwest, just poor recognition as well. Like, there wasn't a box out on that. They made it really easy for Hyder to get her offensive board and the putback. So you need to get a body on that. If you're going to let them get inside and take a shot, you need to get the body on, box out, and get the stop afterwards.
45 seconds to go in this one. Willie forces her way to the basket. She's fouled, so she'll go to the free throw line for a couple of shots. Bit of offense, defense here. Grace Champion going to check back in. Steph Bairstow going to get a breather. Looking at some of the other scores across the QBL. Gold Coast Rollers with a 69-50 win over the Toowoomba Mountaineers. Southern Districts up on Logan 71-60. North Gold Coast leading Mackay 89-73. Townsville up on Gladstone 88-72. So a couple of big scores across the QBL tonight. This one as well, pretty big scores. Hullendale is fouled by Mia Lloyd. So Hullendale will go to the free throw line for a couple of shots. And Regan, 37 seconds left. I think it's fair to say this game's probably over. And let's talk about the Phoenix, though, because they were impressive tonight. I thought they did a really good job mixing it up defensively. They got contributions across the board. You know, I thought it could have been potentially an issue for them, only traveling down here with 9 players and really only playing 7 people. But they did it, and they did it comfortably. Yeah,
and this is the first time we've actually had the opportunity to see the Phoenix this season. I think it's one of the only times we get to see them this season as well, Johnny. But just based on the way they play, I think it's one of my new favorite teams in the QBL19 that we've seen so far. They just have such a great team ethic across the way they play basketball. You know, one stat that I would love to keep track of that unfortunately we don't is number of passes on an offense before taking a shot. Because on almost every single offense, they're passing the ball 6, 7, 8 times before they then find the opening to take a shot. And, you know, that's something that Southwest hasn't quite been able to do in this game. They're probably averaging 2 to 3 passes before they take a shot. And the work ethic from all of these Sunshine Coast Phoenix girls has just been absolutely amazing when you've got 4 of your 5 starters on the score sheet shooting plus double-digit figures. You know, you got Brown on 23, Hyder on 25. You've got Hullendale on 17, Smith on 20. They've just got such a great starting lineup, but more importantly, they play as a team. And I think that's what's won this game for the Sunshine Coast Phoenix, is the fact that they play as a team from start to finish. Whether it's the bench players, the starting 5, they are such a unit of players, and they really do play a great team game of basketball, and they've been amazing to watch here this afternoon.
Yeah, they've really done the job right from the start, and just really even-tempered. That was one of the things that impressed me the most. Even when Southwest was coming back at them and throwing different looks and pressuring up the court and trapping at the half, they just stayed really even-keeled, didn't get too rattled, knew what they wanted to do against each of the looks that Southwest threw at them. Even when Southwest retook the lead, they just continued to play their own game. And as you said, they got a really well-balanced attack. I mean, Brown was awesome. Hyder shows you why she won the Player of the Week. Again, you know, Hyder finishing with a double-double. She's got 27 points, 13 rebounds, 4 of them offensive, 4 assists, also 4 steals. So just a great all-around performance from Alexis Hyder and the Sunshine Coast Phoenix. I thought Carly Smith was excellent as well, 20 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists. You look again at Hullendale, who had 3 personal fouls in the first quarter. She's going to finish with 19 points, 4 rebounds, and 5 assists. And, you know, the Phoenix, just a really, really well-balanced team. Really, really excellent performance here this afternoon. I think if you're Southwest, this is the second time we've seen them on nothing but net. I know you've seen them a couple other times, Regan, but I think they really need to take a look at themselves and say, do we want to really make a run at this? Because they're super talented, but probably just not as gelled or as tight as a team or as a unit as you'd like to see at this point in the season.
Absolutely, and I'm just going to go brutal honesty here for Southwest, and they know I love them. I've been at Southwest 22 years of my life. There's no secret about that, but they need to start playing some team basketball, because right now out on the floor they don't have a team. They've got 7, 8, 9 really talented players, and then a couple of local juniors that are joining the squad as well. So Southwest could easily be a top 3 team in the league if they played as a team. The issue that they're having out on the floor is everyone is trying to do it themselves. Like I said, the difference between Southwest and Sunshine Coast, Sunshine Coast will pass the ball 7, 8 times, break the Southwest defense apart, and then look at that opening inside to get the bucket. With Southwest, it's 1 or 2 passes, and then one of the girls is trying to do the rest themselves. They threw up, I think it was more than 40, it was 40 exactly 3-point shots in that game and only hit 12. You're never going to win a game if you're shooting 40 3-point shots and only hitting 12 of them, and especially when your offensive rebound count is only 16. If you're going to take that many threes, you got to have bodies inside ready to rebound. So my big pointer for Southwest, look at your team game. Look at the way that you're moving the ball around offensively. Look at the way you're cutting, looking at your pacing. Because they have some amazingly talented players. The likes of Roberts, Lloyd, actually their entire starting 5 lineup are incredibly talented players. But they need to learn to work as a team just that little bit better. Because Sunshine Coast Phoenix looked amazing in every way in this game here tonight, Johnny, and I'm really impressed with the way Phoenix came out. Yeah,
they were excellent. Southwest was led by Mia Lloyd's 29 points. She also had 7 rebounds, 6 of them offensive and 6 assists. Also, Kayla Roberts had 25 points, only 2 rebounds. And then the only other player for Southwest that was in double figures was Tyler King. She had 11. Southwest shot 39% from the field, only 30% from 3. They were 12 of 40 from deep. That's just not going to do it. When you're relying on the 3-point shot and shooting it as much as Southwest does, you need to hit at a better clip if you want to win. Yeah, and the Sunshine Coast Phoenix is 66% from the 2-point field goal percentage is incredible. And, again, they're working to their strength. They're moving the ball around, they're getting it inside, and they're looking for those easy jumpers once they've split that Southwest defense apart. And, it's not just Southwest that they've done this to. They've been doing it for the whole QBL19 season. So really great offense from the Sunshine Coast Phoenix. And look, really great game to watch here tonight as well, Johnny. I think this has been one of the most enjoyable games we've had, in my opinion. So really great effort from both sides. But Sunshine Coast Phoenix just that little bit too strong here in the game tonight. Yeah, so Sunshine Coast moves to 5-2 on the season. The loss drops Southwest to an even 4-4. We'll see where the ladder sits after the rest of the results are posted. But that's going to do it for us here. So I do want to thank my co-commentator, Regan Baker. Got to thank Chris Sieber up on the camera back up behind us. You can kind of get a little sneak peek of him in the corner there. I also need to thank James Bowman and the Australian Sports Network down in Sydney, providing us with all the technical support and all the amazing graphics you see throughout the entire broadcast. I can also want to thank everyone else for tuning in. Don't forget, we will have the men's matchup between the Sunshine Coast Phoenix and the Southwest Metro Pirates coming up for you shortly here. But thanks again, everyone. Don't forget to tune in next week. We'll have another matchup for you. I think we're down... Where are we? I think we're down in Logan as the Logan Thunder host the Ipswich Force. So don't forget to tune into that one as well. But that's going to wrap it up for us. Thanks again, everyone, for tuning in to another presentation of QBL Basketball by Nothing But Net Media, Australian Sports Network, and Stream Team Australia.